So just to catch you up, I have been going live on Substack every Monday around noonish Central Time. So if you want to follow along, we are working our way through 12 different blog posts, my capsule library, where we're talking about, do you need to be on Instagram to grow your business? If that's not jiving with you, what does it look like to get off Instagram? And what are those methods? I have studied this in depth, and I'm also very, very mindful of how AI is changing our society and how it is changing how we market our business, how we consume content, all of the above. And I've created a method that I believe is the future of sustainably attracting your ideal client. This works for me. It works for my clients. I'm not going to go into all of that today, but we are going to do a little bit of a chat around Instagram specifically. So what I started seeing a few years back, this is just my experience. I know spoiler alert, I am live on Instagram. I never go live on Instagram. Instagram's mad at me right now because of what I'm about to say. I don't hate Instagram, but what I have seen in the past 5 years with my clients and myself is women who were pouring themselves into Instagram, doing everything right, worrying about the algorithm, dancing on reels, and still nothing was working. They might have been having fun, they might have been growing a following, but they weren't increasing their sales. They weren't receiving new clients, right? And yet they would come back to me every session. Okay, it's not working. I hate it. I'm exhausted. I'm worried by it. And also, what else can I do? And any other marketing tool, if it's not working, we say, okay, well, if the numbers aren't there, let's transition. Let's look at something else. And yet I was seeing this weird obsession almost with Instagram that most of my clients, and I still see this today, but most of my clients were like, I don't care if it doesn't work. I don't care if I hate it. I don't care if it makes me feel bad about myself. I need to be on there. And I was just like, oh, this is really interesting. And so at the time, so this was 2023, I was single and dating, and I was making this connection with my relationship to Instagram, my client's relationship to Instagram. And I started asking all these business owners, what if Instagram were a significant other? What if it were a guy you were dating? What if it were a girl you were dating? How would you feel? So that's my prompt for you. So just before I go further, just take a second, close your eyes if you want, and just think about that. If Instagram were someone you were dating, how would you feel about your relationship? And just drop in the chat if you feel comfortable. But as I started asking business owners that, oh my gosh, you guys, the answers were cringe. They were awful. Someone was like, oh, I would have dumped him years ago. Someone was like, oh, he's a narcissistic a-hole. I share some of them in my journal, the Social Media Energetics journal. And so all of this questioning and noticing and thinking, that did become this journal, which I highly recommend. I don't sway you any which way in here. It's all about giving you a space to stop, reflect, challenge your own thoughts, not just on Instagram, on all social media. How are you relating to it? How's it going? And this was published, I believe, January of 24. You know what? Locales over here. I want to just complete honesty. I feel like Bakersfield in general is the exception, total exception. I see Instagram thriving in Bakersfield, more than anywhere else. I don't see, y'all are in here. I don't know if it's I don't know. I don't see it working anywhere, but yeah, no. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. That's a whole different conversation. But yeah, you're definitely the exception, and you do an excellent job on Instagram for sure. But what the journal turned into is, again, just questioning and talking to people and researching. And so I started finding my own methods. Okay, well, what type of marketing would feel good for me? What type of marketing would be sustainable for me, and would feel like I still have my freedom and I'm still making progress in sales, right? And so I started creating a slow marketing method, is what I call it, for myself. And now I have, it's really cool. I'm not going to show it with you today, the slow marketing pyramid that I'm teaching my clients. And this is not a one size fits all, but it is a system that you get to co-create with what works for you. What is your soulful, slow, feel good, connective, slow marketing plan for your specific business that's going to just magnetically bring clients to you in a way that feels good, right? Because we want your relationship with whatever marketing tool you're using, we want it to feel nourishing. It should feel nourishing. It shouldn't just feel tolerable or fine or, it's just part of business. You should feel nourished. Like what I do now, my marketing, it feels good. It feels like I'm living my purpose, like just going live right now. I feel like I'm getting something off my chest that when I'm not doing this, I feel like I'm not doing what I'm here to do, right? So, and that's sales aside, just being here with you guys is part of me living my work. Like that feels good. When I'm posting static content on Instagram, I don't feel that. So that's me. So again, if you want to dive deep into what works for you, get curious. That's what the journal's for. Maybe you've already decided that this, I don't want to pick only on Instagram, but like we have several social media platforms where the algorithm is constantly changing. It's very fast paced. It's very short, what we call shelf life for content, which means you post something. So for Instagram specifically, last time I looked, which is a couple years ago, it may have changed. When you post something, the shelf life is less than 24 hours. So that's how long it grows, it puts it out in front of people. And then it's pretty much if the majority of your audience hasn't seen it by then, they're probably not going to. Hi, welcome in. So what I was getting more and more curious about, what I've been studying the last several years, how many years that is how do you create content with a longer shelf life? And so there are platforms, Substack being one, where we're at here today. Your shelf life grows with time. And I don't want to nerd out too much, but we start talking about things like SEO, AEO, GEO. All of these things have changed. If you don't know what those are, don't worry. But we used to just need to be found on Google, and posting on Instagram doesn't equate to you being found on Google, right? There's strategies that you have to use on your website and how you're showing up online that will help Google recommend you when people are typing in teen coaching person near me or whatever people are typing in Google, right? Like you want it to come up on Google. You still want to come up on Google. Now, this is why I talk about this so much. Now we're layering in AI search, and that's where you get GEO and AEO is what we're calling it. There's a couple other different terms, but people are now going to ChatGPT, or I use Gemini, and okay, hey Gem, I've been dealing with this this weird thing in my hip for a couple months. I've tried doing it myself. I now want to find a coach near me who can help me use yoga therapy to figure this out or something. I'm just making this up. Gemini will say, great, I know you're in Oklahoma. I know this is specifically what you're into and what you've been dealing with. Here are 3 coaches and their website links I'm going to recommend. So people are increasingly making purchasing decisions through AI. And I don't want to say, at first I thought it was a totally different ballgame. It's not a totally different ballgame. It is a slightly different strategy. And so again, kind of putting that out there. And then I also want to talk about, you may have heard the term AI slop. Don't love the term. But what that means is the way I have defined it. One day I was like, you know what? The algorithm is just a machine. It's just a machine we're feeding. And so then for a while, I was using AI to create content to put into the machine. And then I was like, this is the machine feeding the machine. And it just felt really weird. And then, I watch all these documentaries. And, oh, by the way, if you need a documentary, recommend Fake Famous. super interesting. It's all along these lines. Super interesting. That's all I'm going to say. But we know the statistics, we know the data, we know social media is not good for our brains, it's not good for our nervous systems, not good for our bodies. It's meant to be addicted. We're all addicted to it. We all have these issues. And I do think there's a healthy way to use it. So again, don't think I'm like I'm a Gemini rising, so I always see both sides. But for me personally, it was feeling very out of integrity to use the machine to feed the machine. And the machine is something that doesn't align with my brand values. It doesn't align with how I live my life or who I want to be. I don't even scroll social media myself. Well, okay. Full transparency. I don't scroll Instagram. I love TikTok. I'm a walking contradiction. I do love TikTok because it's not social. It's beautiful. Probably because I spend all my day online, right? Okay, bringing it back. But so for me, I was like, well, what makes me feel good? How do I feel good? So writing, and not writing short. I like to write long. I like to, what I'm doing right here, we're already 12 minutes in. I like to take my time, slow, soulful conversation. This is how I talk to my friends. If we have a phone call, Heather knows, if we have a phone call, like I'm not doing anything else but talking to you. I am pretty strict about, I might be walking or driving, but other than that, I like to be fully present as I can. And that's more and more difficult in our fast-paced world. And so with those brand values, what I have found is slow marketing is what feels good to me. But also, here's where it gets really interesting. I was like, okay, cool, it feels good, that's fun, whatever. Well, as I've researched more and more what experts are predicting with AI, how they predict it's going to change the way we work, the way we consume content, the way we educate ourselves, the way we make purchases, it's going to change everything. It just is, whether you're for it, against it, whatever, it's going to change everything. And so it was, I kind of like knee jerked and I was like, oh no, well, how are we supposed to market our businesses online in the age of AI? And then if you've read my article, it's marketing your business in the age of AI and Aquarius, because additionally, looking at the stars, gosh, there's so much that goes into this, but we are stepping into a new era of society and humanity. So it's like in the Matrix and in the stars, like it's happening. We're shifting into this new era. We've been in the process of it for a few years, and we're just going to go further in. So oh crap, how are we supposed to market with this new change, this new thing? And part of me was like, oh, I got my degree in public relations in 2013. And I have done nothing but learn and relearn and adapt and pivot. And this new thing came out and that new thing came out and this new thing. And like, sure, there was a foundation, but it hasn't been like, hey, you got your degree, you got a career, sit back and relax. It has been anything but that, which actually makes me a really good coach, right? Especially marketing. So what I found in this research was slow marketing, I believe, is the future for making your online business more and more credible, more findable, more scalable. Yep. Your clients are going to be more, how do I say this? More quickly saying yes to work with you. If I am talking to my Gemini, it knows way too much about me. It's my new bestie, right? Not replacing real humans, and I say, I need blank. Who can you recommend? Your name pops up. I'm a pretty hot lead. Like if the price is right, it's a click, it's a yes, let's go, right? A couple years back, it was like, let me search on Pinterest. I don't know. Oh, they're on Instagram. Let me follow them for a while. A lot of times we follow people on Instagram for years and don't buy. Right? So I believe the slow marketing strategies are what are going to make us more and more potent to the algorithms. It's going to attract high quality leads. And if you're doing your marketing right, which this is where coaching comes in, right? If you're doing it correct, these will be what I call soul aligned clients. I'm believe that everyone who's meant to work with you is going to work with you. They will find you one way or another. But we do need to set ourselves up to attract those soul-aligned clients. So I'm going to give you guys a little, I really did not plan this, but I am going to give you guys a little bit of a teaser here. Okay. I don't have a sales page ready. I don't have anything up, but this month, so I'm launching in, you guys see my calendar? No, got my big calendar on the wall. I'm launching this thing in September 1st. We'll start. The launch is in August, but I was just feeling this urge to like share it sooner. So I'm giving it at like an insane discount in July, which I haven't promoted this. I don't have a graphic. I don't have a sales page. If you're interested, let me know. That's kind of where I'm at with this. Just going with my intuition here. But what I've created is it's called the Slow Marketing Studio. And I called it that. Those words were so freaking specific, right? I wanted a studio. I don't believe in one size fits all marketing. I've spent a fortune on those courses and classes. And also every business, I've worked with over 150 businesses over the years, you guys. 11 years tomorrow. Oh my gosh. My Sparkly Hippie turned 11 last week. Love that. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. And so, no, I totally forgot where it was at. I just saw 11 years. I was like, woohoo. I'm loving all your comments too. It's making it fun for sure. Yeah, so this studio is, I wanted a place, a studio, a beautiful, like I imagine like this big room with like plants and markers and paints, and we're like sitting in a circle and we're drinking tea and we're like collaborative and we're like creating together. That's what the studio is. So again, every business is different. Working with over 150 businesses, every marketing strategy is different. Like, there's going to be a little bit of overlap, but your unique gifts, your unique skills, your human design, your strengths, your clientele, your geographical area, your demographics, your psychograph, it's all unique to you. So what this is not, here you go, I promise you 6 figures, see you later. It is a collaborative studio experience with me and others, right? It's come in, let's talk, let's really define. So the baseline of marketing, let's define your brand much more deeper than you ever have. I know some people are like, oh, I've done that exercise before. Okay, this isn't like a fill in the blank exercise. This is, who are you here to serve? What does success feel like to you? Not a number. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? How do you serve your people? How are they going to find you? Really spelling those things out so that we can position your whole brand right in front of those people. So when they're typing in AI or in Google, they're looking for you. They're going to find you, right? It's not rocket science. It's not, that part is not an ever-changing algorithm. It is a system, a strategy. It's really simple and it's really slow. It's really nice. So I teach you how to do that. I teach you how to define those parameters for yourself. And then you get to choose what slow marketing engine works for you. And we make it a beautiful ritual. Y'all, who here believes that marketing should feel good? Just put a little line in the chat. Should it feel good? I feel like everyone's like, oh yeah, I hate marketing. It's just stressful, whatever. Like, what if it felt good? What if it actually nourished you? That's what I want to help you create. That's what the Slow Marketing Studio is. So it's 9 months. I wanted it really slow, right? 9 months. The first 3, so depending on your personality type, the first 3 we focus. That's like if you want to call it a sprint. I don't love that phrase, but a sprint, focus period. First 3 months, we're really intentional about building the thing. The last 6 months, I want you to have that space, because how many times do you join a program, you build it, it's over, moving on, it didn't work, but you lost your access to it or whatever, the free live thing, whatever. I want that last 6 months to feel slow and juicy, and let's walk around in it. Is it working? Is it not? Come back. Let's do a live call. That's the studio bit, right? I also, every single one of my clients tells me, if nothing else, the accountability piece was worth everything. Just having someone cheer you on, having someone to bounce ideas off of, having someone to check into. So if you're not thinking like this yet, start thinking like this. And this is to my own detriment-ish, could be. So I've been looking at, different courses, especially AI. Like, what are people selling with AI right now? And so many times I'm like, okay, yeah, I could buy that, or I could go talk to my AI and probably come up with something watered down but similar for myself, right? So I end up not spending money. Not all the time, but I share that because we're in the age of information, the age of AI. If you wanted to learn how to do slow marketing yourself, you can talk to AI, you can go to YouTube, you can Google it, you go to Pinterest, whatever. Do your thing, read my blog, I don't care. If information were all it took to succeed, every small business would be grossing over $1 million, $1 billion a year, right? Information is not, she said I'm muted, I bet it's this here. Information is not what makes you successful. Lack of information is not what's keeping you from success. Information is free, it's everywhere. It is now not a very valuable commodity. What is a premium is humanity, right? Accountability, lived experience, your freedom. That's why if I'm in 2026, if I'm going to buy a program, that's what I'm paying for. That person's expertise, that person's thoughts, the accountability, the group. I want to hear what other people are saying about this. I want to talk to them about this. I want to see what's working for them. I want to meet some people, have some fun. That is how I would recommend you make decisions on online courses and classes in 26. If you're into that, if you're interested, you want to join, drop me a DM, a comment, whatever. I'll hook you up. That's all I'm going to say. But the Slow Marketing Studio, we are coming officially. We'll be launching all of August or half of August and starting September 1. However, if you want to jump in now, let's go. This is it's not even beta. This is alpha price, alpha access to me. I would love to just have a couple people jump on in July, get this train going. And then when everyone else joins up in August, why not? We'll be a little bit ahead. It'd be fun. So I feel like I've left you with a whole bunch of stuff. I always get on lives and I'm just kind of like part channeling, part intuiting. It's usually whatever. I think it really depends on who's watching. Like, it's energy, right? Everything's energy. I've given you a lot to think about. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop in the chat. I'll give you a second. We've talked about the future of marketing, the slow marketing pyramid, reevaluating your relationship with not just every different platform, but every platform that you're using for your business, right? Like what's working? What's feeling good? What's feeling not good? Because if you're doing something to market your business and it doesn't feel good, that energy is what you're putting out. And that's not really helpful. Yeah. So Heather's interested in my slow marketing pyramid. Sorry, I've already recorded a lot today, so my words are stumbling. Yeah, so I don't have it pulled up in front of me, but essentially the bottom of the pyramid is what I call foundational marketing. So that is making sure your Google My Business profile is up to date and optimized. I'm going to be having a freebie on that very soon. That's what I was working on this morning. It's all recorded. This is like the juiciest, biggest, baddest freebie. I may charge something small. It's a lot of content. Anyway, that's coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. But making sure your business is being able to be found very easily on Google, on AI, right? Building that foundational, like who, what, when, where, why, so that you pop up when people are looking for you. And then you have your slow marketing engine. So what is that one engine? Like for locale, it is Instagram. And again, I don't hate Instagram. It's just not what I see working for me and most of my clients. Shout out Bakersfield, the Instagram influencers of the world. But picking that, going through the different platforms, some of them you may not even thought of. I just created my own AI machine for a different platform that I've never used the other day, and it was so fun. So anyway, looking at the different platforms, what works for you, what's fun for you, what do you want to get into and learn about, and setting up systems and rituals to really let that be easy. And then the top of the pyramid is people don't realize, but what we strive for, the goal of marketing or public relations is word of mouth referrals. I have clients come to me, they're like, yeah, I need marketing help. I'm like, oh, how are people finding you now? Word of mouth. And I'm like, congratulations, you don't need help, you're doing it, right? I'm sure locale is that way. But yeah, like word of mouth PR is the highest form of PR there is. We taught us that in college. I stand by that. Whether that's, I think word of mouth these days is, hey, I was wherever on the internet, I found this, I'm sharing it because I think you'd like this chick, or I think you could use what she's selling. I think this is exactly what you need. My friend last night sent me a link to a girl she knows who does some dietary stuff that I specifically was asking for. There you go. Reviews actually, yeah, that is the engine that accelerates word of mouth. Social proof, right? All word of mouth in the age of the internet looks a little different, but it's the same thing. That is our goal. So putting all these, nothing complicated, putting these systems in place so that people are referring you, they're talking about you, AI is finding you, Google's finding you, and you're there. You don't need to be in front of everyone. You just need to be in front of the people who are looking for you. That's it. That's how you get more clients. That's how you increase your sales, period. So yeah, just a little bite size of the slow marketing pyramid there. So thanks for asking. Okay, anyone else? Any other questions? I see you guys. You guys can drop in the chat. Don't be shy. I'll give you just a couple seconds. But yeah, I'm excited. Y'all, I am excited. I feel like July is that last, like for me, it's like that planting, building month. And then August, everyone's back in routine. We're doing our things. We're back in school mode, right? So I am excited. It's the first Monday in July, and I'm excited to build some stuff with you guys. Cool. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you. If you have questions you think of later, feel free to drop in the chat, in the comments. This video will live forever on YouTube and Substack, so feel free to come back. And if you're interested in the Slow Marketing Studio, which by the way, the initials are SMS, which is hilarious because if you're old like me, SMS, old school texting, right? If you're interested, let me know. Otherwise, thank you guys so much. It was fun hanging out with you. And I will see you next Monday, same time, same place. And have a great day.